Cheesecake Factory is top of the line. Like it's really really good.
Okay, we know you love Cheesecake Factory. To the point. Oh, it's the After Party podcast. So we have this thing in here. Nate is the executive producer of the show.
Yeah.
And he has an idea of what we need to do, where we need to go, whatever. Yeah. Sometimes he says he does.
Whatever.
I generally have an idea, and then it gets thrown out the window as soon as you open your mouth.
But anyway, 10 points for trying. Yeah. So he does keep us
in
organized sometimes. But sometimes I'll need to ask a question, and he'll just interrupt every single sentence I say. You hear it, don't you?
I've witnessed it before.
So I'm looking down here on this big old board of buttons. So I was about to ask Scary, do we need to have these buttons up or down here? And so here's what came out of my mouth. Hey, Scary, do we... And that's all I said. Then he says...
Hey, you got to be rolling on that.
And I said, okay, hold on. Scary...
Make sure those faders are up.
Scary, do we... And so it turns into that. 5 minutes of him.
What I'm saying is...
Exactly, he just did it. You just did it again.
I don't mean to do it, but what I'm saying is germane and very important to the situation.
Who's Jermaine? How did he get in here?
The other Jermaine.
Why are you mentioning members of the Jackson family?
No, this is the Jermaine with a G. What I'm saying is very important, and sometimes I feel like I don't know if it's playful Elvis or serious Elvis. So I don't know if you're being playful, and I just have to be forceful like I am now with my asked
He does this to all of us, though. You do realize.
Sometimes
he does it. You just did it again.
I'm trying to get my point across.
He asked a question before, and I think I had a question about something that was coming up, and I go, wait, is that live or are we recording that? I can't do this. I can't do this because 3 other people are talking, but it's okay if he does.
So, look, to defend Nate.
Thank you, Scary.
As a fellow producer, a producer's mind works differently. First of all, it's working several different lanes at the same time. So you need to kind of jump in to head it off at the pass so things don't spiral.
Yes.
But you also have to be anticipating what Elvis is thinking.
Yes.
Because Elvis said, that's the one thing I love about you, Scary. The reason why we keep you around here, he said this to me years ago.
Whoa.
The reason why we keep you around here is because you are good at anticipating what I'm thinking. So that's what Nate was doing, Elvis. He was anticipating what
No, he wasn't. That has nothing to do with what we're talking about. Nothing.
But he interrupted you because he was just going to take care of
it. No, he interrupted me with something that had nothing to do with what I was talking about. Nothing. Nothing.
I can't help you then, bud. You're on your own.
Jesus.
And you know what? Okay, so what I'm going to start doing is every time Nate starts to say something, I'm just going to interrupt like he does.
So we're supposed to... we have a... I give up. You know, I used to be very good at my job.
What does Jermaine think of this?
You've never been good at your job.
Shut up. Jermaine.
What about Tito Jackson? What about Janet? Michael Jackson. There's so many Jacksons other than Jermaine.
Talk to Gerald now.
Oh, we got Gerald. Gerald Jackson. Is he one of the Jacksons? Yeah, hold on a second. Let's get Gerald on here. Hello, Gerald.
Hello.
Oh, my God. I've been wanting to talk to you for quite some time. So, you know, from time to time we talk about Cheesecake Factory on our show and the menu that's 250 pages long.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I heard you guys mention that a while back, and I used to work at Cheesecake Factory as a manager in San Diego.
Wow, so this is Cheesecake Factory royalty. So what did you do there? Were you a manager?
Yes.
Oh, dear God. Tell us about the inner workings of Cheesecake Factory. This is amazing.
Mm.
Well, what a lot of people don't know is because the menu is so big, every 6 months they actually have 6 to 10 items that they take off the menu and add new menu items on. So a lot of people don't realize it because, like you said, the menu is so big.
Yeah.
One day you'll go in there and what you love is there, and the next day you'll go in there and it'll be gone.
Well, I know, but doesn't that make people mad when they walk in and their jalapeno cheddar cheese fritters are gone?
Well, sometimes it does make people mad, but if it happens, say it happens a couple days after we do the menu change and we still have the ingredients, we'll still make it for them, but then we'll let them know that the next time you come in, it probably won't be here.
That was my question. If I walk in and I remember that I had those, cream cheese fritter thingies on the menu and I want them and I go, please make them, you're going to say, okay, I can still make them.
If we still have the ingredients, then yes, we'd make it. If it's like 2 weeks afterwards, then we're going to have to be like, sorry.
But don't you hate us for doing that? Because Nate will walk into restaurants and he asks them, what else you got back there? Mm-hmm. Shouldn't you just order off of the menu?
Well, it depends. I mean,
on the
sometimes,
person, right?
Yeah, it depends on the person and how they approach you about it. If they come at you nice, then you'll see what you can do. But you'll have those people that are like, "Hey, I want it now." And then you just say, "Well, you know what? I'm sorry, we don't have it."
Yeah, that's why they never fed you something different, Nate, because you're a jerk.
I have another question.
Well, no, it's my turn.
Okay, go ahead.
It's my turn. Where do you put all that food? Was that your question?
Okay, so
because Danielle and I, we wonder, where do you put all that
where's
food?
all the food?
There's a lot of
How do you
food.
all
keep
right,
it?
so people would think that because the menu is so big that the kitchen is ginormous and there's just huge walk-ins, but it's not really like that. There's probably about 5 or 6 different walk-ins, and one walk-in will have your seafood. One will just be for your meat. One's for your vegetables. And then, you have your Cheesecake Factory, the cheesecake freezer.
That's the best fridge.
I love that. Where's the cheesecake walk-in?
Yeah.
Is it down there? I'm a walk-in. I'm going to get my steps in.
Yes.
So Cheesecake Factory, obviously a very successful model in the restaurant industry, right?
Yes.
What is it that makes it so successful in your opinion?
I think it's the fact that you can go there, and by the time you're finished reading the menu after 2 hours, you're going to find something that you like.
Yeah,
Okay,
sure.
there you go.
It does take that long. I have another question.
Okay. Well,
Nate, I'm trumping yours.
oh my God.
Of course.
Wait,
What does
Gandhi
it
has a question too.
What does it take for you to put something back on the menu? Like if it's something that's gone away, if enough people ask for it, will you put it back?
Yes.
How many people have to ask for it?
A lot.
Yeah. Well, they got a lot of restaurants, so it
lot.
could happen.
Like a change.org
Yes.
petition. Okay, what about as a former manager, is there something at your restaurant or at restaurants in general that you would say, don't ever order this?
Cheesecake Factory, no. Other restaurants I've been the manager of, yes.
Go on.
Okay. Waiting.
Cheesecake Factory, absolutely. I mean, it's really top notch. I was going to be a traveling manager and be able to go to Brazil and help open up Cheesecake Factory in Rio.
Nice.
But medical problems caused me not to be able to do that. But Cheesecake Factory is top of the line. Like it's really really good.
Okay, we know you love Cheesecake Factory. To the point. I'm going out for lunch today, Gerald. What do I not order in a restaurant, or should I be hesitant ordering?
That's a hard question.
Don't order
That's
pasta
a
in a
loaded
diner.
question.
Like,
Come
don't
on,
order
Gerald.
spaghetti in a
Well,
diner.
I mean, is there a certain day? See, for instance, I've heard there are certain days of the week maybe you shouldn't order fish.
Oh, I've heard that too.
Is that
Oh.
true?
That's true. Like if you know the shelf life of fish, fish I would generally stay away from at a lot of different restaurants that aren't concentrated on just seafood, because it'll sit there. I've seen it sit there, and you'll have that questionable piece of salmon, and someone goes, "Well, I think we can still sell this," and then me as the manager have to be like, "No, I think you should probably throw that away."
We hope they do that.
I heard the manager's special is just the clearance bin.
If you pull out a piece of fish and it slides out of your hand, you probably just want to throw it away.
Oh, sick. There she goes. Here goes
Come
Danielle.
on.
Put some mayo on that slimy fish.
Oh, she's vomiting. Now, what do you do when people vomit?
Call the bus boys.
Do you spread out sawdust on the floor like the janitor at elementary school? Wait, hold on. Stop vomiting.
Fortunately, we don't have a lot of people throwing up at the Cheesecake Factory.
Oh, but you have some.
The commercial.
Don't have mayo there. Danielle would be the first. Yes, Nate. What?
So you mean to tell me?
Oh, she would not eat at a lot of places if she knew how much mayo was in certain
Yes, Nate.
Okay,
What?
so you mean to tell me, as the manager of the Cheesecake Factory, you change one menu item, you have to reprint all of those menus that are the size of Gutenberg Bibles?
That's good. Good question.
Well, yeah.
every 6 months.
But aren't they the same? Are Cheesecake Factory menus uniform across the country and around the world? Or at least across the country?
Yes, and at least across the country, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And
I think-
there'll be a couple where, like if you have a Cheesecake Factory like up in like Maine or something like that, they'll concentrate more on the seafood part of it. But most likely, most of the time, they're just all the same.
Wow.
You got to keep them the same. You can't have 3 restaurants changing every 6 months to these things, and it'll be chaos.
Okay, question.
And it's already chaos because the menu's so big.
I can imagine it's chaos, but we love the selection. Okay, last question.
Okay.
You talked about a Cheesecake Factory that you almost worked in Brazil. Do they have Cheesecake Factories in Italy? Italy. We'll start with Italy.
Sure.
Oh, God. Okay, people, no offense. If you go to Italy and go to Cheesecake Factory, do not tell me.
Well, if you live in Italy, it might be a cool thing to do. If you're actually a person who lives there, not a tourist.
No, it won't.
The best food ever.
No offense.
All right.
They don't have any Cheesecake Factories in Italy.
Oh, thank God. It's like going to Olive Garden here.
Yeah, I was
Don't
gonna
do
say,
that.
What do you think of Olive Garden, Gerald?
Anyway,
My daughter loves Olive Garden.
I know. There are a lot of people that love Olive
Those-
Garden.
those
And
damn
I just go for the breadsticks.
Yeah.
I know.
And didn't they say they're limiting the breadsticks now to people?
Yes. Now there's 2 per
Yes.
order per person.
That's
Well,
bull.
that's not unlimited,
Wow.
even though it's more than we need.
How the mighty have
That's
fallen.
like going to Texas Roadhouse and tell them you can only take one roll home.
There you go, Texas
Okay.
Roadhouse. These people making me mad. Hey, Gerald, this has been. By the way, just for the
Yes,
record,
Gerald.
Cheesecake Factory not a sponsor of ours. No one's paying us to do this. But talking to you has been very, very eye-opening, and we appreciate that very much, Gerald.
Oh, thanks. It was great talking to you guys, too.
Have a beautiful day. Thanks for listening to us.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Next up, the guy that runs Applebee's.
Oh, my God, I can't wait.